all part of the spiritual realm. The natural realm is the things that you see and taste and touch. The spiritual realm is where we're going to be looking at next. All people have a natural body, which lives in the natural world. But we also are a spiritual being with an eternal soul and spirit. We, of course, according to Paul in 1 Thessalonians, we're a body, a soul, and a spirit. Our spiritual being is part of a spiritual world, just as our natural body is part of the natural world. Because spiritual warfare is just that, it is spiritual. It must be understood with a spiritual mind. Therefore, it is necessary to use spiritual discernment to understand spiritual things. Perhaps one of the best examples of natural and spiritual discernment is recorded in 2 Kings chapter 6. It records a story of a natural battle in which troops of the enemy nation of Syria had surrounded a small town called Dothan, where the prophet Elijah was staying. When Elijah's servant Gehazi saw the great host of the army, he became very fearful. Elisha prayed that God would open Gehazi's spiritual eyes so that he could see the angelic host surrounding and protecting them in 2 Kings 6:17. On this occasion, God actually opened the natural eyes of Gehazi and allowed him to visibly see into the spiritual realm, where he saw the superior forces of God aligned for battle. If you're familiar with this portion of Scripture, if you're not, read it, because it's so powerful. Elijah was able to see into the spiritual realm, and he saw angels and horses and flaming swords all around them, ready to do battle in the natural realm. Gehazi, he couldn't see it, so Elijah prayed to God, open his eyes that he can see. And when God opened up his eyes, he saw all these angels and all these horses. He saw the natural battle taking place, where the Syrian army was surrounding them. And Gehazi thought they were going to be killed. But when he saw the spirit realm, he saw what was taking place in the spirit realm. And he saw huge angels with flaming swords upon big horses getting ready to come down and fight against the Syrian army. This is what we're talking about. The natural realm versus the spiritual realm. Of course, the story of this battle at Dothan is similar to present spiritual conditions that we as believers face. There are some like Elisha who see clearly into the realm of the spirit. They know there is a conflict occurring in the natural. They have identified the enemy, and they recognize the greater forces of God that assure the victory. Then there are others like Gehazi who, with a little encouragement, will be able to open their spiritual eyes and no longer be fearful of and be defeated by the enemy. But sadly, there are many who, like those in the city of Dothan, are spiritually sleeping. They do not even know that the enemy has surrounded them and is poised for an attack. There are people who are able to see, and that's what we're going to teach you, how to see into the spirit realm, how to defeat the spirit realm, how to stand strong in the spirit realm. That's what this class is all about. Let's continue on. There are spiritual kingdoms that we need to understand. And with the natural and spiritual realms, there exist separate kingdoms which are ruled by natural and spiritual leaders. They are the natural kingdoms and they are the spiritual kingdoms. All people live in a natural kingdom of this world. They live in a city or a village which is part of a nation.